What's up, good people, and welcome to Alex Real Deal Reviews. Oh God, I'm back at it again. Hey, all right now. All right, so folks, not even gonna lie to you, I did not really care for this episode that much. Yeah, for me, it took too long to get to the point. And then when it got to the point, it wasn't that good. Not as good as it could have been. But, anyway, y'all could be the judge of that. We all have our varying opinions, even though I'm right. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it with episode 4 of American Horror Stories, The Naughty List. All right, got my notes ready here. As I told you, I don't get paid to memorize. All right, so this episode opens up with an introduction to the Bro House. And it's 4 members whose names are not important, trust me. So, blah, blah, blah. Thing 1 through thing 4. And Bro House is pretty much Impractical Jokers meets Real World Hollywood. And they just fuse them together. That's all it is. And all but one of them, they kind of give off this I'm a jerk, and you love it vibes and blah, blah. Very douchebag-ish. Okay? Side note. For all of my influencers out there, 30 and up, this episode pretty much is telling you to retire and cash in that pension, grannies. Hey, they was hit it on the head. They mentioned it a lot. And to be honest, if I didn't have so much self-confidence, I would be offended, being at the ripe old age of 32 myself. But anyway, yeah, they mentioned 30 and being too old for the internet one too many times for my liking. And they kind of used that as a reason for why they weren't getting the views like they used to. But honestly, I think the reason they weren't getting views like that anymore is because they're horrible people. Maybe it got something to do with that. Who knows? For example, next scene, the boys camp out overnight at this overpass, it looks like. And they're hoping to catch someone committing suicide. Trigger warning, sorry. Well, the morning comes, and it appears that a man is on the bridge and it looks like he's about to jump. Now, a decent person would probably call someone and inform them that, hey, someone is about to jump. Send help now. And they may even go as far as to try to tell the person, hey, don't jump. Help is on the way. Not the Bro House, though. Nuh-uh. And I will only be collectively referring to them as the Bro House, because even the one who kind of had a conscience, he still stood there, videotaped it, uploaded it, and continued to stay in the house with those people. So you get lumped in, bro. Sorry, not sorry. Anywho, so they video this man jumping off the bridge, and they aren't fazed at all. Like, they over here smiling and ring around the rosy and all that. And I'm like, what? So by this time, I'm ready for the consequences of their actions to come full circle. And it does eventually. But before we get there, we have to suffer a bit through the middle of this episode. So the Bro House, they throw a Christmas party where they debut the video with hopes of reaching 5 million subscribers. Obviously, that's the number. And the people did not like the video at all. And they start leaving in disgust. And I'm excited. I'm happy to know that there are some decent people in this episode that warmed my heart. All right, and here the downfall begins. And I got a little excited, not gonna lie to you. So the next scene, they start discussing ways to get their subscribers back up because they are losing thousands of them by the minute. Okay, so one idea they throw out was, hey, let's go gay. Which is crazy to me because I believe at least 2 of the main actors are gay in real life. And I'm not quite sure about the other 2, but it's possible. So I just thought this whole scenario was weird. Like, who wrote this and then decided, I have the perfect cast in mind for this? And then the actors were like, yeah, sure, sounds good to me. I don't mind saying no homo 100 times in 2 minutes. I mean, hey, get your money, boo-boo. I ain't mad at you. Well, I am a little mad because I didn't like this episode, so that's a lot. My bad. A fun fact, though. I was watching this episode with subtitles, and when they were saying something, it came up as homosexual. And so I will be adding that to my vocabulary from now on. And I'm going to copyright it before they can. But yeah, this whole section of scenes they had right there should not have existed in this episode. It added nothing. And frankly, it was a waste of time because it could have been used for something else. And I will get into that later. Trust me. So after going gay does nothing for their channel, they decided to head to the mall and see Santa Claus. Now me, I thought maybe they would volunteer and help out with the children and stuff like that. Nah, not the bro house. Bro house decided to be even bigger douchebags. They harass one of the lady elves, start teasing another elf who's a little person, start badly dancing in front of Santa Claus, and then proceed to tell all of the children there that Santa Claus isn't real and your parents are liars. I was in shock. Like, you're trying to gain followers back, and your best effort at doing that is like, oh, you know what? Let's be even more horrible to people. Yeah, they'll like that. Huh? What? It don't work like that, baby. What? So by this time, I believe the audience is ready for Bro House to perish. And that is finally on the horizon in these last few scenes. Okay, so next scene cuts back to the house. They upload the video, and of course, no one likes it. Duh. And, you know, they start bashing them in the comments and everything. And something I found funny. One of the Bro House peeps say, how can people be so mean? Excuse me? Why is it that people who do horrible things always play victim? Well, guess what? That don't work around these parks. All right? Because I absolutely will make you the victim if you're a horrible person. All right? It's coming back full circle. You're going to reap what you sow around here. Just call me karma. Anyway, so a police detective calls the house and informs them that the mall Santa that they got into it with killed the actual mall Santa, and that they think he may be a serial killer because this is a similar pattern according to other cities. And then, you know, the police say, hey, come by in the morning. The morning, the next day, not now. If the police call me and tell me that someone I got into an earlier altercation with is a potential serial killer, I'm not waiting till the morning to go down to the station. I'm in my car. I'm there before I can even hang up. I'm at the station. What? Please tell them boys it's above me now. And good luck. All right, so next scene, we finally got action, and what I've been waiting for has happened. So, Santa Claus has come to town, okay? And he makes very light work of the bro house. It took 2 minutes, literally. 2 minutes. That's all they gave him. Wow. Okay, and apparently we also have a tech-savvy Santa, because as he's killing them, he's also uploading it to their site. And ironically, people seem to love this and they start subscribing. Now, I don't know if it's because they enjoy seeing the bro house hurt, or there ain't no or. They absolutely enjoy watching them suffer. And I probably would have hit subscribe too. Suffer. So, first video that Santa uploads is showing him slowly. Emphasis on the slowly part. Snapping Thing One's neck. And not one of them little neck snaps. Nah, no, not that. A full 180. Like, we start here, and then this end up in the back. Okay? And see this? All that spine's out, and it's to the front. Nasty work. Very nasty work. And I loved it. And of course, the other bro house members seeing this, they think it's a prank at first. And so Thing 2 goes out to look for the prankster, and he finds himself Santa instead. And I don't know what quite he had in his hand. It looked like a wooden bat, perhaps, but whatever it was, though, he knocked homeboy out the park with it. Beat his butt. Then wrapped him up in Christmas lights and stuffed what looked like some mistletoe down his throat, and then chunked him in the pool. And Thing 2 gets electrocuted. 2 down, 2 to go. So at this point in the episode, for some reason, they decide to show a 2-second explanation for Santa Claus and why he's doing this. Like the Legend of Claus, but it not being about Saint Nick, but instead about a wild man who punishes those who are bad, and blah, 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 because they wasted time going gay and doing other stupid stuff in this episode that they didn't even have time to elaborate on this. So why even mention it? What was the reason? I will rant about that in a minute, but let me just go ahead and finish this episode out, okay? So once Thing 2 gets electrocuted, the lights go out, and Thing 3 and 4 try to make a run for it. But they don't get too far. Because up on the housetop, click, 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 you see Santa with a crossbow. And he starts sniping away. Hits Thing 3 in his hand and traps him up against the car. And then he shoots one right through the head. And then he hit Thing 4 in the leg, and he starts to crawl back to the house and everything. And he does crawl all the way to his computer, where he starts trying to type in the comments area like, hey, help me, this is for real, we're not joking, please. Of course, no one believes him. But hey, bright side, they reach 5 million subscribers. Yay! Too bad they won't be able to enjoy it. I hope it was worth it. And ultimately, Santa Claus pours gasoline on Thing 4, and he sets him on fire. The bro house is no more. Thank God. I'm done with this episode. So, let's rant a little bit. This was a potential urban legend type episode, you know. Of course, you wouldn't know that because the episode didn't focus on that part. And if you blinked, you would have missed it. Yet still, for some reason, they felt the need to mention this Legend of Claus. Now, wouldn't that have been such a better episode if the main focus could have been about the Legend of Claus, with the bro house simply being the victims of that? Cause and effect. Can you imagine how good that episode would have been? I mean, you can only imagine because it didn't happen that way. And honestly, I wish they never even mentioned that article because it just pissed me off. Because now, in my head, I see a completely different episode that could have happened. And as you can see, I'm pretty upset. Someone hire me to review scripts. Like, hire me. I feel like I could be of help. Well, thanks for listening to me rant. You are appreciated and loved. I'm about to get out of here, but I'll be back on the next episode. So, again, thanks for watching, and I am off to the next review.